Hello everyone, let us learn the Viva on vesicular mole. Risk assessment in vesicular mole. To understand the risk in vesicular mole, we should know the WHO clinical classification of GTN. In these cases, there are two columns. One is gestational trophoblastic neoplasia, and this column includes GTD. This is gestational trophoblastic disease. Under the heading of GTN, there is vesicular mole that we are interested in learning today. Can be a partial mole or complete mole. One has to assess whether the patient is low risk group or high risk group. This vesicular mole after evacuation can progress to, on follow-up, she may have persistent disease, and that condition is included under the heading of persistent trophoblastic neoplasia, GTN. 15% of the cases, vesicular mole can progress to invasive mole. It is a locally malignant tumor. Next, there is chance of placental site trophoblastic tumor but it is seen after normal delivery. It is altogether different entity. It is not related with the vesicular mole. Okay, but it is included under the heading of GTN. What about this column GTD? Here, GTD means choriocarcinoma. It is a malignant tumor. It can be non-metastatic, it can be metastatic. Metastatic one is further divided into two. Low risk with good prognosis, high risk with poor prognosis. This is how WHO clinical classification of GTN is given depending upon the behavior pattern of this vesicular mole. Why one should differentiate between a partial mole and complete mole? The reason is, in partial mole, the management is MTP. I cannot go ahead with the suction evacuation because there is a fetus inside. The follow-up is done hardly for 1 year because the risk of malignancy is only 2%. For complete mole, the treatment is suction evacuation. Follow-up is required for 2 years because risk of malignancy invasive mole is 15% and risk of choriocarcinoma is 4%. What are the features of complete mole? There is androgenesis. Means what? All genetic contribution is from male. There is a fertilization of empty ova by a spermatozoa. Genetically, karyotype is diploidy. 95% of cases, mostly it is 46XX when it is monospermic. And when it is dyspermic, it is 46XY. Seen in 5% of cases. Usually MCQs are asked on this point. Mostly 95% it is 46XX when it is monospermic. Okay. Clinically, height of fetus will be more than period of gestation in 70% of cases. Serum HCG is more than 10⁵ milli-international units per ml. Snowstorm appearance, bilateral theca luteal cyst may be more than 6 cm in size, and HPL is not raised in cases of complete mole. In partial mole, genetically the karyotype is triploidy, 69XXY. Mostly it is dyspermic. Fertilization of single ovum by 2 sets of paternal sperms. Or it can be 69XXX. Trisomy 16 may be there, or tetraploid is a rare entity. 557K1P2 is a maternally expressed nuclear protein identified where it can be diagnosed by flow cytometry. Clinically, height of uterus may be equal to or less than period of gestation. Swiss cheese pattern is seen on sonography. HCG levels are less. Naturally, no luteal cysts are seen. HPL level is raised in cases of partial mole. What is the sequelae or prognosis of molar pregnancy? Complete vesicular mole, 80% they resolve, and partial mole, almost all, 98% they resolve. Risk of choriocarcinoma in complete mole it's 4%, in partial mole it is hardly 2%. In vesicular mole, the disease may be persistent in 15% of cases, and in partial mole it is hardly 1 or 2% of cases. What about invasive mole? The risk after evacuation in complete mole is 15%, but it reduces to 2% after hysterectomy for complete mole. It is done for elderly patient more than 40 years and high risk patient. Invasive mole risk after twin pregnancy is too much. It is 25%. One of the fetus may have molar tissue. Placenta, I mean. After one molar pregnancy event, the next pregnancy, molar pregnancy risk is 1 to 2%. After two molar pregnancy events, the risk is 25%. So it is more with the past two history of two molar pregnancies. Why one should identify the high risk cases in cases of molar pregnancy? Because high risk cases, they need prophylactic chemotherapy in the form of single drug regime prior and during evacuation. What is the purpose of this chemotherapy? The purpose is I am interested in preventing the trophoblastic embolization. It will reduce the risk of post-molar choriocarcinoma from 50% to 15%, and high risk cases, they need follow-up for 2 years. Low risk cases need follow-up for 1 year. So here we are discussing what are the features of low risk vesicular mole and high risk vesicular mole. The criteria are age, size of uterus, HCG and thecal uterine cyst. Fine. In low risk cases, age is less than 40 years, height of uterus is less than period of gestation, risk of malignancy is less, hardly 11%, and HCG level will be less than 10 raised to 5 milli-international units, and they return back to normal within 7 weeks. No thecal uterine cyst, or even if they are there, they are less than 6 centimeter in size. In high risk group, the age of the lady will be more than 40 years. The height of uterus is more than period of gestation in 70% of cases. MCQ is asked on this point. Okay. Risk of malignancy is 50%. And HCG levels will be more than 10 raised to 5 milli-international units. And thecal uterus is more than 6 centimeters. Associated conditions, preeclampsia, hypothyroidism, pulmonary embolism are seen. There will be past history of vesicular mole and choriocarcinoma. These conditions are included in the high risk group. Okay, so this is how we divide and assess the risk before subjecting the patient for any treatment. What is the treatment of vesicular mole? It is very important question asked in the examination. Two next slides. Please pay attention. Before entering in the examination hall or the viva, you must go through this slide. Okay. So what is the treatment? Investigate the patient for the extent of the disease clinically by sonography. Rule out secondaries in the lungs with X-ray chest and estimate the serum HCG levels. Prompt treatment of anemia with blood transfusion, which can be started simultaneously with evacuation. Complete molar pregnancy, suction evacuation is done. Patient above 40 years with molar pregnancy is subjected for hysterectomy. Partial mole, MTP is done. High risk cases, single drug methotrexate 1 milligram per kg body weight, alternate day for 5 days, along with folinic acid 0.1 milligram. This is 1 milligram, this is 0.1 milligram per kg body weight, alternate day for 5 days is given. Next, follow-up. Weekly follow-up for all till HCG test is negative. Either by HCG levels are estimated till they are negative, say about 8 weeks or so. Clinical follow-up for 2 years is required in all. No pregnancy for 1 year at least. So she should use reliable contraception in the form of OC pills or DMPA. If there is a next pregnancy event, rule out repeat molar pregnancy and congenital defects. This is how the answer should be complete and in brief for the specimen viva. Okay, thank you so much.